Okay, part 7, I think. So again, the reality situation is this woman was an escort, uh, who had slept with one guy and then slept with Chester at a party. And then all of a sudden, Chester's bringing her around to the family members, the brother-in-law and his sister, for a visit, trying to get their blessing and trying to let them know, hey, I'm going to marry this girl. What do you think? And again, the Chester and the brother-in-law went for a drive to pick up some food when they had their conversation. So the ladies are in a different location, back at the house. So you got the ladies talking, you got the men talking. So again, the brother-in-law tried to warn Chester, hey, this sounds like a professional. Maybe she's not the best idea, but I'll support whatever you do. Chester, we know what happened. He eventually married her without a prenup. There's more, though. And here's where, back in the beginning of the last video, kind of proves my point of the type of person we're talking about. Chester's brother-in-law and sister fell on hard times. They had plenty of money before. He had his own business. He was doing fine. He got injured. He got hurt. Lost, pretty much everything. Through no fault of his own. It happens to some people in life. They get injured, they lose everything. Football player, your knee gets blown out. Joe Theismann, you know what I mean? You get a serious injury, you can't ever play again. That's what you love to do. That's what you want to do. That's how you make money. That's all you know how to do. It's fucked up. It happens to some people in life. So they needed financial help. So they turned to Chester. Chester initially offered to buy their home. I guess pay off their mortgage. That was the first idea. That should help you guys, right? I pay off your mortgage. You got a lot less money you got to put out every month, right? Great idea. He brings that to his wife. Chester brings that to his lovely wife. She says, fuck no. So she puts the kibosh on that. Then Chester says, I might be fudging the numbers a little bit here, but the basic premise of the story is the point. Then Chester says, okay, I'm gonna, since my wife ain't cool with this, I'm gonna hand you $3,000 a month. To Chester Bennington, what's $3,000 a month? That's fucking milk money for us. You know what I mean? Like, that's nothing to him. Okay, great idea. You're trying to help family out, your sister, your brother-in-law, it's family. Why not help them, right? Why not help them? So Chester begins that process of giving them $3,000 a month, and it lasted for a little while. Then it became a problem on one person's end, and guess who that person was? Well, Chester's wife. All of a sudden, Chester's wife has a problem. She doesn't want Chester giving them $3,000 a month. Well, now Chester's got a pissed off wife, and he's in between a rock and a hard place. He wants to help his family members. He wants to please his wife, I guess because he's a nice guy. Me, I would have told her to fuck off, but, that's me. That's how I handle things. So Chester's a nice guy. He says, okay, honey. Oh, she said it was cutting into her shoe money. Chester has family that are hurting, that need real help. They ain't worried about buying fancy shoes at the moment. They're worried about their survival. Family. Where Chester just was, before the marriage, trying to get their blessing. Because obviously Chester respects them. His brother-in-law and his sister. So he wanted their blessing. That's what the whole visit was for. So these same people who, she probably went there that day all sweet and nice trying to get their blessing to make sure everything's cool so she can cash in. You know what I mean? I can just imagine the difference after the wedding and before the presentation. I'm giving you the difference. Before the wedding was, let's let the girls talk about the exciting news and, let's get their blessing while the guys go pick up the food. It went from that to little demure to Linda Bennington It went from that to, fuck them, they're cutting into my shoe money. But I'm the money hungry one, right? I'm the grifter, scammer, blah, 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 blah. Let's continue. Again, things you don't know that I do. The random person out there that just read the headlines and saw her on CNN. And, fell for the PR merchandise tour. And the merchandise is the bullshit. So, again, she wants Chester to cut that money or eliminate it completely that he's giving to his family members that are hurting. Whew. Goes to character, goes to who the person is inside, what they're really like. There's some really inside stuff here. Very grateful to Chester's brother-in-law for putting it out there, being a brave man, not cowering in the face of legal action, unsubstantiated, lawfare type legal action. They knew they had the truth on their side and the moral high ground in this situation, and they kept going. He kept going. I respect him for that, even though I don't agree with his politics. Me and him are completely opposite, and I'm not insulting him for that. I have respect for him for having balls. Forget his politics or my politics. He has balls. That's what I respect about the man. And he didn't cower. He defended himself in the face of threats of lawfare, basically using the courts as punishment. A rich person using the courts as punishment against a poor person. Because a poor person doesn't have money for filings every 3 minutes. To file this subpoena, that subpoena, file that with the court, file this with the court, to retain a lawyer with connections and power. A poor person doesn't have any of that. They can't even afford a lawyer. That's the difference. That's why rich people use these tactics against poorer people or against contractors that need that payment. They make them, fight it out in court and spend $1 million in court to get $500,000 off you. That's the type of people we're talking about. So even in the threat of lawfare, that's why I respect this man, Chester's brother-in-law and his sister. I respect them, even though we have different ideas about the world. I can tell what he put forth regarding Chester Bennington is the truth, and he didn't want to just smear people's names or get anything out of it. He did it to defend himself again. So, one more time, Talinda is pissed at Chester because Chester is giving $3,000 a month to his family members that need financial help through no fault of their own. It's cutting into her shoe money, she says. So Chester reduces that $3,000 down to $2,000 again to please his wife. No prenup to please her, the escort he met at the party, according to Chester's brother-in-law. So no prenup, again, the escort he met at the party. No paying their mortgage off because she said so. No giving them $3,000 a month because it's cutting into her shoe money. Now it's got to be dropped down to $2,000. Chester's going out of his way, obviously, to please this woman. Much more than I would, man. If anyone dared, I had Chester's kind of money. And I have family members I'm trying to help out because they need it. They're not crackheads. They need the money. They need serious, real help. Because something happened to them in life they couldn't control. If my wife dared say, don't pay off their house, don't cut into my shoe money, shit like that, I'd probably be at the divorce lawyer the next day. Maybe I'd give her a warning at first and just be like, yeah, you got no right. You got no right. We got plenty of money. You see this mansion here we're living in? The 500 pairs of shoes you got upstairs? You dare say these things to me? Wouldn't be good. Not with Polo Nick, it wouldn't be good. But with Chester, he was just a doormat, I guess. I don't know. Because he wasn't doing anything wrong. He's a rich rock star trying to help out some family. Not even with that much money a month. Ain't like he's throwing them 50 grand a month. 3. You just get by on that. Two adults. bills, car, you know what I mean? Regular expenses. $3,000 a month is nothing. Nothing in this modern world. That's all he was doing. He wasn't doing nothing wrong. He wasn't out with the boys at the bar, meeting chicks. No, he's trying to help out families. So there's a real twist to evil here. Real twist of narcissism and greed. When it's not even their money. Legally, technically, she's his wife, so it's her, partly her money, but she didn't make any of it. And she's telling him who he can help and who he can't help? And their family? Really? And that's just one story. So yeah, go back to the beginning when I was trying to lay out, make a point that once you hear the story later on, you're going to understand what I'm saying back here in the beginning. That you didn't get the full story, girl. You need to know what's really up. And by girl, I just mean I'm doing an impression of someone in a movie or something saying that to their girlfriend. Oh, you didn't get the whole story, girl. This is the whole story. This is what makes me suspicious of things. Then there's the fact that, after Chester died, according to the brother-in-law and his ex-wife, Linda's with a new guy within 2 months. A fireman. Now, if they just found out about it 2 months after Chester died, maybe it was going on even sooner than that. And no one knew about it. I don't know. Who knows how long it was going on for? All I know is, according to them, within 2 months, she's dating someone new. They eventually got married. It lasted about a year, and they got divorced. True love, right? My point is, she moved on rather quickly there. At least the other widow, she's playing the game. She's milking the game. She's staying in the game by not announcing any boyfriends or whoever she's sleeping with behind the scenes. She's still a human being, right? She ain't going to be celibate the rest of her life. She just ain't going to let us know about it. Because that fucks up the whole, soulmate widow thing. Yeah, so there's all those stories. There's all that weirdness. And I'm trying to think again. I'm trying to go back to what I was just saying, but I can't remember. That final point. Oh, after the money thing happened, the cease and desist letters were sent out. No one stopped. No one got sued. Again, that's another reason why here I sit. Not one cease and desist, because these people don't want their lives open to the courts for the kind of subpoenas I'd be throwing at them. Believe me. They don't want me to get a hold of their text messages and all that via my lawyer, and my lawyer gets to make a defense up out of that. Via subpoena through legal channels because of lawsuits. Yeah, I don't know if you want to go that route with me. It might backfire on you. That's probably why they haven't done it yet in 8 years. But again, with Linda, the prenup thing, the escort thing, the not wanting your husband to help out family because you're greedy, because I guarantee Linda had plenty of pairs of shoes. And then, that's the point I made at the end. Then the final kind of nail in the coffin, excuse the pun. She's with a new guy within 2 months, and they get married. So again, if the world and Chester's family found out about it 2 months after Chester's death, when did the relationship really begin? Who knows? Let me stop here and go to the next video. Part 8, or I don't even know where I'm at. Part 8? I don't know. On the next one.